Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Arnie. I'm the CEO of PowerBlocks. Let me share my screen and give you a little presentation so we can go through what I prepared for you. So today we're gonna talk about increasing your productivity. It's a daily challenge for everyone and for every company out there. To increase the productivity and to get your work done faster. And that's what I'm going to show you by using some of our apps. So the agenda for today is a little introduction of what PowerBlocks is, who we are, then our top 5 products to increase your productivity within your Business Central environment. And then we're going to have a demo, a walkthrough through those solutions that I can show you in practice what those do and what they can mean for you. So a little bit about PowerBlocks. So PowerBlocks is a Belgium company. So we operate, of course, worldwide, and we create solutions that we can plug into your Business Central environment. Those solutions are small solutions, so they handle one complexity at a time. So they can be plugged into your Business Central just in less than a minute. You can plug them in and have this enriched functionality. So we're focusing not on a certain industry, so we're cross-industry. Our solutions, we rather focus on the problem and giving a right tooling for you to solve this problem. So we sell our products through partners worldwide. Optimise is one of our earliest adopters of PowerBlocks, and they are a big partner for us. So and that's why we do this presentation for Optimise. So this is our portfolio today. So we have, I think the counter is today at 49 solutions. So it's quite a lot. And it's quite far too much to go through each and every one of it, but it goes all directions. So you see that we divided them a little bit into sections. So we have global apps, so not industry specific, and that's then like complaint management, costing methods, intercompany master data, document management system. We have connector apps, so connections with other systems. And then we have industry apps that is a little bit dependent on each industry, which apps would be good for them. So in those apps that we're going to show you, so I picked them out our top 5 selection. So those are the apps that are selling the most and are the most giving the most benefit. So we're going to show the document management system. So it's an integrated document management to store your documents digitally and see wherever you want them to see. So it's a very flexible solution. You will see that. We're going to see the collective invoicing. So that's all about, of course, creating your invoices in a way that is to the liking of your customers. So you know that each customer is wanting their invoices either by order or by shipment or by construction site or by something else. And that's what collective invoicing does. So grouping your invoices in the right way according to the wishes of your customer, plus also making sure for you as a company that all shipments and all things that are in the orders that are shipped, that they are also invoiced. So which is also important, of course. So then we have the advanced pricing and discounts, which is a rather big one. A lot of possibilities there. So it's all about pricing, purchase prices, sales prices, discounts within the system. So I'm going to show you how we can help you with that and give a larger meaning to the standard functionality of Business Central, and keep your life a little bit easier. I will show you how this is done. And then the stock control. Stock control is all about calculating how much stock you need to have to deliver your customers in a right way. So this is all about our ABC XYZ calculations, calculating safety stocks, minimum stocks. So this is also tooling that will help you reduce your stock levels or keep them at the right level according to your history or your forecast. And then we have two modules picked out for the companies that use a more advanced warehousing system. So with more advanced, I mean that you have your items stocked on a certain shelf that you want to keep track on what item is on what shelf, what quantities are on there. I also going to show you how to treat items pallet level so that each pallet has an individual number. And that we can track down those items within your warehouse. And then the outgoing process, that's the outbound logistics, the outgoing process will show you how easy it is to arrange your transports, to combine them, to pick them, so that you have a clear overview on what you're doing within your warehouse. So this is on the agenda today. So it's quite a lot. You can interrupt me and give me some, I drop some questions in the tooling, so we will answer them during or after the session. Okay, so now it's time to have a demo. So I'm going to switch to my demo environment. I have prepared for you a demo environment, so just a standard Business Central. So with some things I have prepared. So the first thing we will do in our session is I'm going to create a sales order. So sales order is just a regular sales order. So we didn't change anything about it. So, and let's see here how we can create a sales order. So I'm going to select my customer. I'm going to select my first customer, and this one will be Galaxy Canada. All right. So we're back in time. So we're on the 15th of January, and I'm going to select my item. The first thing, well, that wasn't on my list, but I will show you. So is our item multi-item grouping. So this one will be practical for companies that really have a huge item list. So and this list you can drill down according to the groups you specified. So if I'm going to specify my items, so I'm reselling alcohol. So I'm going to specify my items here, the group of the gin bottles, and then I only have my items shown that are of the type of gin. So this one will be here, and we can just select the item. So it's a far more easier way to have your to select your items, to narrow down the list of your huge item list. So the next thing we will do, we will have 10 items. We will ship them eventually, and then the thing that I wanted to show you is our pricing. So that's one part of the advanced pricing and discounting system. So what we have here, so we have a unit price, which comes from our price lists, of course, that we can see here. So if I'm going to drop all the way down, so we have here a sales price list for this item, and it will cost me $30 for this bottle. And then we have here our discounts, and our discount is giving me a discount of 60% and a second discount on top of that of 10%. So you can choose within this module of having a discount, a second discount calculated based on the result after discount one. So those two discounts can be shown there. So if I'm going to well, change my quantities to 2. So that means that, okay, we have 2 pieces, and we just have a regular discount of 60%. This is, if I'm going to look here, this is going to show me that the 60% is given to me as a premium customer. So if I'm now going to my customer, so normally within a standard Business Central, you will need to see on your item card that you will have the customer discount group, so that you have one discount group and one price group. So this means that you can only have one type of discount for this customer. So what we did within pricing and discounts as well is that we have multiple customer discounts here, and that we can decide based on the buying cycle of your customers, that we can distinct our give a larger discount to an item group, first item group, or second item group. So here we have the gin and rum section. He's a premium customer, and my wine and beer section is a standard discount group. So if I'm going to add now on my order one, that's my customer. So if I'm going to add here on this one my wine item, I have 1. Then I will see that I'm getting a discount of 32%, and 32% will be of my group standard normally. So you see that with this functionality, you can treat either your prices or your discounts on group level, so which is easier to maintain, saves a lot of time. And you can make a distinction between the items that you buy and the products. A second solution, a second feature in this advanced pricing tool is that we can also have a minimum discount based on the quantities I buy. So if I'm going to now create a second one, I'm going to create a second order. And then I'm going to select again my gin bottle. So I'm going to have this one here. So, and here I'm going to, have 2 bottles of this one, and I'm going to have another gin item, and I'm going to have 5 bottles of this one. Yeah. So here we can see we don't see it. Just a minute. Either the wrong customer. I think I needed to take my other customer as well. Where is he? Here, this one. I'm going to change my customer. Yeah. All right. Just not it. So create a new order. Next, this one here, and I'm going to have my gin bottles again. So this one, and I'm going to have this second one. So I'm going to buy 3 bottles of the first one, and I'm going to buy 5 bottles of this one. So that means that I'm getting the regular discount because, I'm a premium buyer of gin bottles. And the next thing is that he gives a supplementary discount of my line discount too. So my supplementary discount, I will show this to you in the price list. It's a bit of a special one. And this is again a feature of our it's sales price list. It's again a feature of our advanced pricing module. So going all the way to the end, the gym discount. So this one will give me, so here, 2 items. When I buy minimum 5, then I get a supplementary discount of 10% and 8%. Yeah. And by using this setting here, minimum for entire group, that means that I can do a combination. So if the total sum of those 2 items that I bought will be minimum 5, then I'm granted the discount on all the items. So on both items here in this case. Okay. So that's why in the total sum of my order, I'm granted a supplementary discount of 10% and 8%. Okay. So this is again an advanced feature of the basic functionality of the price lists, the standard price list of Business Central. And with this, you can either group your discounts or prices on a customer level, or you can as well also have multiple discounts, and you can combine some items on and have them treated together and as a kind of a promotion. We have a promotion app as well, but therefore I will direct you to the previous demo webinar that we've done a couple of weeks back, and there we have shown the full features of the promotions app. And this one is a full featured if you have own products or you distribute products, where you can set up more advanced promotions like buy 2, have 1 for free, and so on. So all those things are there into this app. So another thing I'm going to show you on the order. So I'm going to here have some item I think it's this one. No, let me just switch. I'm going to select my wine and beer section, and I need to have beers. So I'm going to, a Belgium Delight, so a bottle of Duvel. So what the system did right now, is that he has given me the item, the price, and so on. So that's not so special. But what I'm seeing here is that I'm having my document management system attached to this. So my document management system basically is treating all the digital documents. So either documents that you generate from your Business Central environment, or your as well your all the documents that you receive. So there you can receive all your documents and attach them by drag and drop or file upload and so on. So that's a possibility. As well, that you can, for instance, have a barcode on it, printed or whatever, like your shipment notes. If they need to sign it, then a barcode, you print a barcode on it or a QR code, and then you scan them again, and then it will be attached to your document management system. So, and all will be stored linked to your base elements, and your base elements is either an invoice or an order or an item or a shipment or a receipt. So all those documents can be stored within. So those documents are basically stored either in a database. In SaaS environments, it's not so recommendable, but we give the possibility, of course. But you can store them as well on a SharePoint drive. And if you store them on a SharePoint drive, then of course you can also share them with external people, with other people that doesn't have access into Business Central, and there those people can well see all the documents that you shared with them. But they can be treated within Business Central and within SharePoint. So that's the flexibility we have for this tool. So the special thing about our tool here, our document management, is not only that we can link it to an item. So if I'm going to my item here, so I can, of course, see my information and link it. So I'm going to see the preview pane. So here I'm having the same structure or a more extensive structure that I've created. And then you can just, well, drag and drop your file. And for instance, for this item, there is a promotion going on, and I attached the promotion. So if I'm going to, I see the preview, then of course you can see the preview and, well, drop it on another screen. You can use this as well for your purchase invoices, where you see, okay, this is, well, a folder of, well, a certain promotion. So, and I link this to this item. But that means, because I'm now on a sales order, I'm trying to sell some things, and I want to get, I don't have the module of promotions, and I want to give the people the that does the order entry, that they know at least what kind of promotion there is active today. Then, okay, the moment you enter your item, then he will show my promotions folder for that item. Yeah. If I'm going to switch now to the previous item, you see there is no promotion going on here. So nothing special going on. You see it in a blink of an eye, what's going on. So if I'm going to this item, you see, oh, there is something here. I'm going to have a preview, and then say, oh, that's right. There is a promotion going on. It's a 3+1, so I can warn my customer. And I can say, okay, well, dear customer, once you change your quantity to 3, then you get a 4th one for free. So this is one of the possibilities that you can use within the document management system. So not only you save, well, tons of paper, and you save a lot of closets where you put in your files, printed files and so on. You can keep every document digitally. It's maintained within your Business Central system, and it's good for, well, over 10 years. Also, the way you, how you arrange it or configure it, you can use it as well as a warning system of special things that are going on. For instance, if you have technical items that you have like a manual linked to it, or a technical document that is linked to it, an installation manual or something. So all those things are possible. From here, you can as well send it out to the customer as well. So that's possible as well. You can do this together with your quote or your order. So you have the availability of doing all those kinds of handlings. But that's again a time saver on warning the people and letting the people know, okay, there's only one truth, and that's the one you see within your system, and all the rest of the documents, forget them. So you have to look at your system to get your latest document, the latest situation. So, and that's of course saves a lot of time by using this. Okay. So my orders are done here, so I can leave this screen. So I have done a lot of orders today. So, and the next thing I'm going to show you, so before we go into the logistic part, is that I'm going to show you the ABC classification. So, and that's a bit of a special one, because normally that's something you do, well, like every quarter, every half year, a little bit depending on how much the fluctuations are within your environment. So, and I'm going to, well, go back to the slides right now, where I'm going to show you a little bit the, overview on how we classify our items. So the first thing, so we classify in our stock control based on volume. So that's the classical ABC classification. So A item is a high volume item, B is a less volume item, C is, well, the items that you sell the least. Percentages you can define within the system, of course. Typically, so you will look at your A and B items, your C items. You will say, okay, well, it's for to fill in the gaps, and you will spend less attention to those items. And then we also specify our demand on our classification on XYZ. What is XYZ? This is the stability of your demand. So that means if you, for instance, have like each month that you have a stable sales, and that you have, for instance, each month 5,000 pieces that you sell. Okay, then you know, okay, it's one time 5,100, it's the other time 4,900, but it's really pretty much stable on 5,000. So that means that your safety stock for those kinds of items, well, will be far more or less, because, well, there is no fluctuation. It's around 5,000. So if you keep 5,000 in minimum stock, and maybe a safety stock of 200, and so then you will see, okay, well, that's basically, I can cover it with that. So I can well, deliver my customers at a service rate of 90-95%. But if, of course, one month you get 10,000, the other month it's only 2,000, and the other month it's again 15,000. So if there's a high fluctuation in the demand of this item, then of course your safety stock and your minimum stock must be higher, because, well, you need to cover your well, your instability in your demand. So if you have a higher demand, okay, you need to cover from that. So I think you need, and that's a way, you need at least 10,000 pieces in a minimum stock to, well, normally you won't go below your minimum stock, but in case you sell around 10,000, well, then you can deliver your customers. So that's why we choose to, well, have a combination between ABC and XYZ classifications. And then, of course, we come to our, well, calculation of the minimum and maximum stocks. We use up to 6 formulas, which, well, are really, well, rather different one from each other. So that means that in one well, calculation, it's you will have higher values in minimum stock, safety stock, maximum stock than the other formulas, where you will become more. You take your service level rate into account and so on. So there is a lot of configuration and thinking to do before you implement this module. But eventually, it's a very useful. I'm going to show you now within the Business Central environment how we can do this. So if we are going to the stock control, so the basic thing we need to do is having a proposal list. So in my proposal list, I'm going to, well, calculate first the proposal. So here you can select some of your items, all your items, have your calculation done. And then if I'm going to run this, of course, it will be overwritten. Then he does now both calculations. So he will, well, have my items. He will also check for the complete history of my items, so the buying and the purchasing cycle, because he also takes into account the real delivery time, real lead time, instead of the, well, theoretic lead time. And then here we see the proposal. So those are my old values. So my reordering policy, my calculation method, my ABC, XYZ parameters. And then the next thing I will do is I'm going to here suggest ABC and suggest the new XYZ. So here I'm going to the combination of here I have an item A and Z. So that means that I have a high volume, and Z means a high volatility in my demand. So here, and do I have X parameters? No, apparently not. So the blank ones are the items that are treated but doesn't have X months of history. So you can also address a system that items with less history or that we don't have history yet, that we don't treat them because, well, otherwise they give you faulty results. So here we have all the values as well, all the calculation values, so the average sales per month and so on, for you to verify. We have, well, an Excel file available as well to verify all the different methods. Certainly, it's useful in the beginning. And that we have all the values here. And then you can change those values, of course, and interpret them. And then at a certain moment, you will say, okay, no, I'm going to process this proposal. And then he will address this on the item card. So item card or SKU card, depending on how your setup is done in Business Central. And the next thing, of course, is that, well, the purchase proposal, so your requisition worksheet, will be run and will take into account those new values and parameters. So that's our solution for really keeping your, well, monitoring your stock, because a lot of companies, unfortunately, doesn't do that. They, well, keep stock levels, and once in a while, when they think of it and they have time, they will calculate it. But this way, you can automate this system that you will reevaluate your minimum stocks, maximum stocks each quarter or each half year or each year, but in an automated way, so that you will have an indication, okay, well, how good is my item running? Because it's not because you're selling a lot of items today that this will be the case within 6 months or within a year. So it's important that you, well, keep track on those changes to, well, make sure that you don't fill your shelves with items that doesn't sell. So so that's very important that you can monitor. And this way you can have this module will help you certainly when achieving this. So you see, once it's set up, and the setup is very simple, just determine the right calculation method and the formula. And then, of course, it's pushing a couple of buttons and interprets the data. So it will save you a lot of time. Also, good to mention is that, of course, when you come from a legacy system and you don't have, well, a lot of history yet in your Business Central environment, it is possible to integrate your legacy history within your system so that the stock calculation system keeps track of this this history. And that way you can well, alter your data or enter your data that you don't have to wait a year before using this module. So this is our, well, I think we came to already the third tool that we proposed to, well, give you more benefit of the system and to automate more processes. So, and then the next thing we will do is we're going to look at our logistics part. So, of course, this is only valid for companies that use the warehouse system within Business Central. If you don't use the warehouse system, okay, it's maybe interesting to know. But here we have prepared in my database a warehouse with a full WMS system. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to the receipt part. Where we are going to show the warehouse receipts. This is the standard normal receipt process. So I'm going to select my item. This is this one, and I'm going to prepare my document, get my source documents, and I'm going to select my order. I prepared one 185 normally, and it's I saw this one. So here I prepared 2 items. So on my location, so I ordered 1,000 and 1,500. So what I did is within those items, I marked them that I'm going to treat those items with pallet numbers, or well, a unique number by pallet. So that means that for those items, I will be able to scan this pallet number, because it's something that we gonna attach on this pallets, on each pallet, like a license plate. And I'm going to scan this one, and then I know all the information. You will know all the information, what's on it. So you can have one pallet with multiple items on it. You can have one pallet with multiple lot numbers on it. You can have one-to-one, so one item, one lot number to it, or serial numbers. Every combination is possible, depending, of course, again, on how your setup is done. So when I'm going to receive those items, the next thing I'm going to do is tell the system how many pallets that I've received. So here I'm going to receive 5 pallets of 200 pieces. And there's only one lot number. So this is okay. And I'm going to here, he's created me 5 pallet numbers with the same lot, which is quite all right for me. So this one is okay. And then for my second item, I'm going to do the same item tracking lines, and I'm going to assign lot numbers. And here I only received 3 with the quantity of 500. You see here that this item, it's a different item that I don't keep track of lot numbers. So it's grayed out. So, and then he gives a lot number by default, but we are not going to use it. As well, if you are having items with an expiry date, then of course it's also possible to connect this with your pallet system. So I'm going to receive all those items. So I'm going to register everything. I'm going to register those 2 items. And the next thing is that my receipt is done. So now my items are in stock. If I'm going to look to my item right now, so I'm going to look to my item, and then I'm going to for my warehouse, and you have normally the regular bin content where you see, okay, what's on what stock is on what bin, but I don't know which lot numbers, which expiry dates, and so on. That's why we created a second. That's why we created a second screen, an overview screen, where we see. I'm going to now for my white warehouse. So we see that everything is on my receipt bin. I'm having all my pallets down here. And you see my lot number, my serial numbers, my expiration date, and all my quantities that I want to see. With the logistic unit app, it is possible that we also have the status, and it's blocked or unblocked. So with this status, we can see that I can block one pallet. The advantage of blocking a pallet is that you can move this pallet within your warehouse. You can store it next to the other pallets that are good. You can't pick it, or you can't I pick it for shipment, or you can't pick it as well for production if you need to do production. So that's where the system will block you. So it will be blocked the moment you pick your pallet, and of course having this. This way we can have all this the complete list here with all the details, and it's very easy to track down what's needed. So the next thing I'm going to do is do my put away. Warehouse put away. Oh, it was there. So I'm going to store them, the pallets that I just received, I'm going to store them within my warehouse. You see that they're nicely split up into my different pallets. Yeah. So I'm going to autofill quantity to handle, so that I don't have to fill those in manually, but I need to select a bin code. So which I'm going to do this. So I'm going to store everything from this item on the same on the same bin, and then I'm going to here select another bin 02002. And I'm going to register this as well. So which means that, okay, my items will be ready for picking. So here you see as well in my warehouse that all my items will be stored on the 01003 bin. Okay. So this is done. So this is my receipt process. And now, if I'm going to, well, arrange my outgoing process, the normal, I think, is that either you have your own trucks or you, well, hire trucks, or you have the combination of, well, having one shipment per customer or per shipment address, or you will have a combination that you say, okay, I'm going to, well, combine several orders for the same shipping agent that I'm going to send out. So all those things are possible. Normally in Standard Business Central, it's very hard to, well, keep track of all those things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to outbound logistics, and I'm going to have my list here. So the thing we are seeing here is that we have, well, our truck list. And the truck list is based on, of course, our settings and grouped according to the settings. We can have one truck with multiple customers, so combined by a shipping agent. We can have the same truck also based on per order or per destination address. So all those things are possible. So depending on the settings, you will have more or less truck proposals. So the first thing we need to do is having create outbound. He's just suggesting me a date. So normally it's a demo system. So we are 15th of January. So I'm going to pick today for shipment tomorrow. So here he picked everything. And the next thing I'm going to do is I have prepared it on the shipping agent demo. So I need to see which one did he show, and I think it will be this one. Yeah. So here I have a truck plan. So if I open this truck plan, then you will see all the details, what's need to be shipped and so on. So the thing he does is he's going to combine all the orders of demo into my truck plan. So I'm going to combine multiple orders for multiple customers into one shipment. So here we have like the item that we just received. So there we need 1 time 50, 1 time 200, and then for another item I need 25 of this one. Okay, so this one is done, so it seems to be good. Here you can do all sorts of handlings. The system calculates as well the number of pallets based on the information on the item. So if you set on the item that one pallet is that many quantities, then he will calculate mathematically how many pallets you have. Because you need to pre-order your truck, of course, that you say, okay, I'm having a shipment of, well, 5 pallets, 20 pallets, 38 pallets. So that's the thing that you need to do in preparation. So this is good for me. So my truck plan is good, and I'm going to release it to let my warehouse treat it. And then the next thing in my picking process is, of course, the picking itself. So the picking itself, we have created a complete dashboard, and that dashboard is like the tooling for your warehouse manager. So the warehouse manager in Standard Business Central doesn't have a clue, okay, how many lines are there to pick? When does the truck arrive? When does he arrive? How many pallets need to be on that truck? So he needs the tooling to do that. So, and also he needs to know what picker is busy with what. I am picking order, and for which customer, where do I will have problems in shipping out goods for items that are not on stock. So all those things he needs to know. So what I've done here is that I'm, well, of course, there's lots to do here. So normally at the end of the day, that should be blank. So, and if I'm going to look for my bottles, he's going to hear my last 3 items. He will show it to me. Okay, so this is my last order. I can move it upwards and down. So here you have the attentions as well. So that you say, okay, there's not enough stock in the fixed bins. That's also something the system will do. So that he says, okay, well, there's a lot in bulk, but you don't have enough in your pick bins. So it's better that you, well, assign someone to replenish your pick bins. So all those kinds of warnings are in here and giving you the proper suggestions on how to do what. Within this outbound system, we also have optimized our picking routine. So he will, as well, according to the settings, of course, he will assign your pick bins according to templates that you need to set up. And this one will be done based on, is it a full pallet? Okay, then you rather pick in a bulk bin because, well, then your pick bins, you need to replenish less in your picking bins. And in your pick bins, okay, you need to take always the smallest pallet so that you can replenish faster. So all those kinds of rules and all the kinds of settings you can integrate within your, well, you can set up in your system so that the system can make the right proposal. So that's not possible in Business Central. So he just gives you the picking bin and that's it. So that's something we added and optimized to work the most optimal in the most optimal way. So in our picking document here, so we have a suggested bin location, so which can be altered, of course. So it remains a suggestion. And then the thing we're going to do, because I don't have a scanner, warehouse scanner here, you can of course treat every warehouse picking with a warehouse scanner. We have a solution for this one as well. But I'm going to select here my picking bin, and this one is I'm going to this one as well. Then I'm going to take my second item, and I have picked this location. And then for my third item, I have picked again my first location. So here you see already my first 50 that I picked. I'm going to pick from the same pallet, and that's done. Now, for my outgoing pallet, the next thing I'm going to do is, because I set up my system according that I want to work with GS1 pallet labels, so I'm going to assign new pallet labels. So that's for my outgoing pallet that he assigns a new license plate, which I can send through EDI to my customers. And that they know already by scanning the license plate, okay, this is on this pallet. Yeah, normally if not all items will go on one pallet, then I would say, okay, I'm going to, well, have this one I'm going to put on a pallet, and the second one I'm gonna put on another pallet. So I'm going to register my picking. So this will be done on my picking, and then I'm going to select here again my second item, and this one was 200 that I needed to pick. I'm going to assign here as well my pallet. So this one is correct as well. I'm going to register it as well. So I have 2 pallets ready. So my picking is done for that order. So the rest I will leave for now. And then I come back to my truck plan because now, well, either you have a checkup of that everything is picked correctly and so on. So on my truck plan, I can see, okay, well, my truck plan is completely picked. Oh, which is nice. So on my truck plan, I also can see normally here somewhere, which are my SSCC codes. So here I'm going to see my items and my SSCC codes, what's in there. So I having 2 SSCC numbers, 3 lines. Okay. So, but everything is correct here. So the next thing I need to do is now wait till the truck arrives. When the truck arrives, then, well, it's possible to have to do some truck loading. So to load the truck, to really scan the prepared pallets that actually go on the truck to make sure if there is a mistake that I know which pallet wasn't loaded. Of course, I don't have a scanner, so I won't do this here. So the next thing I'm going to do is post and print. I'm going to post the shipment here so that I have my delivery note and all the CMR documents, all the documents that I need will be on here. So the one thing I didn't show you, but I will show you on another document here as well. We have some reports that you can print, a CMR document, a loading document, an outbound list. But my loading document will be, let me do it from here. I'm not here reports, sorry. So here printing my load document. So, and then I have my detail of, okay, those are the customers you need to handle. Those are the goods you need to drop off. So many pallets are there. So that's really the roadmap for your truck driver, that he certainly knows what he must do. Okay, but my shipment is done now. So everything is done. My goods have been sent out. And then the final things comes into my mind, what I need to do. And that's, of course, creating my invoices. So if I'm going to look at my customers, so I'm going to see, well, on my customer 20,000, for instance, I will have here a invoice group. So basically, with the tooling of collective invoicing, I can automate my billing and invoicing completely. So that also means that, of course, we can schedule it, and that at the end of the day, all your invoices will be created according to the wishes of your customers, because here we stuff the customer into a group. And this group says, okay, you're going to combine it by build to customer, construction site, order by sell to customer per shipment and per ship to address. You also have the periodicity that you can include. So which means that you can say, okay, this customer only wants once a week his invoices, and the other customer only wants once a month. Sorry, his invoices. So all those features you can integrate into your system, attach it to the right group, and then your invoices can be created and sent out automatically. Of course, if you need to check if the prices are right, if you don't do it based on the order, then of course it's very difficult to automate it. Then of course it's a manual process like we are going to do now. So based on this information, the only thing we will do right now is that we are going to collective invoicing, create the invoices, going to select the date, and run the process. Then he will go through all my orders and all my shipments, and all the shipments that haven't been invoiced yet, he will propose an invoice for me according to the settings and group them according to my different settings. So he prepared 93 invoices, which is quite a lot. So, and the next thing we're going to do, because I didn't post them directly, so I'm going to have here sales invoices. We are going to see here the different sales invoices. So you see we have a lot of proposals on my invoice. I'm going to see if I'm going to recognize one or multiple customers that I Conduxy was one, but it wasn't this one, I thought. Here, let me check this one. So here we will have a well, one of my earliest deliveries. So with the different orders. So here probably it's combined by order. You also have the possibility, of course, to add some text above that he knows, like here the reference text and the order number, the customer's reference. So all those texts are variable. You can include them into your invoices, and then, well, you need to go over them and I invoice them one by one, or bulk post them, and I ship them out. So that's basically, well, it's a small tooling, this last one, the collective invoicing, but it's a very helpful one. Because while invoicing, certainly if you don't need to, well, check prices, discounts, and if everything is done, well, that's something you can automate 100%. So we have a lot of customers that does this way. The only thing, if you do checkups on the orders, you need to, well, move them upfront in the process. You need to move them into the order system. So when the order is released, that your prices are right. And that your discounts are right. So that, and that means that you can save, well, 1 day or a couple of hours at least of someone that does the invoicing. So, and they're automatically treated during the night. And this way you can, well, be at ease and let this person do more checkups on margins and other things. So, so those are the 5 toolings that, well, I've showed you right now. So if I'm going now back to my the presentation, we saw the document management system to summarize. So the document management system that really gives you the storing the documents digitally, so which is very helpful in a lot of ways to let the people see the information they want to see, and that they don't have to look at 20 places to have the right document. We've seen the last bit is collective invoicing, so where we automate, or we can automate, the complete invoicing process according to the wishes of your customer. We've seen a large chunk of the advanced pricing and discounts, where we have more discounts. We can combine discounts. We can have multiple price groups, discount groups per customer. So this is also a thing that is very helpful, certainly if you are in wholesale or you're doing purchase and sales. It's a very helpful to treat more, and saves you time and energy to treat and handle your price list. So also we have the stock control. So minimize your stock, recalculate it, qualify your items. So this is what we do in this module, that you can make sure that the stock levels you maintain are still the good ones. You will save time by doing this checkup at least once a year. So you will save this investment, for sure, by using this module. And then, of course, we've shown the logistic units and the outbound logistics. So that's, of course, if you're doing warehouse management. There we're going to look at treating your items by pallet, blocking items by pallet, making sure that everything is stuffed and stocked on the right place. And so it's monitoring more closely your stock, and making sure when they're picking that they don't make mistakes in well, entering the wrong item number or expiration date or lot numbers. Because you don't, you only have to look at the, well, pallet number in this case. And then the outbound logistics, where we automate, we give the warehouse manager more a tooling to, well, direct the pickers and the people in his warehouse. He knows what's going on. He can anticipate on potential problems during the picking. And of course, when the truck planning is there, there we can automate basically the whole outbound process and bundling already your goods on the right trucks, combining them, and then address when the truck arrives, that we just need to press a button to, well, ship them out. So we have a lot of other toolings and stuff out there. So please visit us at our website. There you can all find the information. That's powerblocks.io. Or you can, of course, contact Optimise, and your contact within Optimise. They will certainly help you in well, making sure that we find the right app for you on the demands and needs that you have. So that was my presentation. I don't know if there are any questions. Please let me know.
Well, we don't have any on the Q&A section, but as you mentioned, people can message you or could message us for any doubts and questions with the product. So right now I'm gonna launch a little survey because your opinion is really important for us, so we can improve our events. So if you could take 5 seconds just to answer these yes and no questions. Thank you very much, Arnie, for your presentation. It was really insightful.